Hello, everyone, and thanks so much for tuning in. I am your host, Dr. Joretta Carey, welcoming you all aboard as we move full steam ahead. My guest today is an award-winning math teacher and chess coach. He is a Sister Cities Distinguished Citizen Award recipient for his work as a chess coach and was recognized with an Outstanding Teaching Award for excellent results on national exams. He's the director of A Step Ahead Chess, a nonprofit organization that creates life-changing experiences for young chess players by exposing them to international travel and competition. They are also concerned with enriching their lives with chess lessons beyond the board. Additionally, he is the director of Ahead of the Game Academy, which commits to becoming the world's school for change agents. Welcome to the show, Coach Shawn Sorsby.
All right. What's up? What's up?
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How's it going over there with you?
Wonderful. We're doing pretty good here in the Bahamas. How's the weather there?
Man, don't even talk about the weather. I was just talking to the wife yesterday about how much we miss being on the island. You know how you kind of take stuff for granted when it's right there in front of you, and then we don't have it anymore. You're like, man, like we kind of took that for granted, you know. But we'll be back soon. Hopefully this whole thing will be over soon and we can come back and visit.
Great. I'm sure you'll be very happy to enjoy this weather again, right?
Yeah, man.
Is it Chicago cold?
Yeah, Chicago. I mean, you know what? It was like 50 the other day, which was warm. So that was like a good day. But my mom just told me it's supposed to snow tomorrow. So yeah, you never know what you're gonna get here. Like it'll be cold, rainy, snowing. Oh yeah.
Wow. All right. So here we have Coach Shawn Sorsby, and he was in fact living here in the Bahamas, and he did a great job of, I would say, introducing a lot of students to the game of chess. Because once you look at a lot of the games that Bahamian children are typically or traditionally exposed to, chess doesn't necessarily fall into that category. And so, Coach, how did you actually get started with chess, and why chess?
Yeah. So I've been teaching math for almost a decade now, and I've always known that there were benefits of chess that correlated with math. As a math teacher, I said, "Oh, this is pretty cool," you know. And every school I've taught at, I've always started a chess club there. So, like you were saying, you know, when I went to this beautiful place called Grand Bahama, I said, let me start a chess club here. And at the time, there was no club at the school, and there was actually no other chess club on the whole island, right? So, you know, you always kind of met with those challenges when you have a vision of something that other people may not see. But what's interesting is that working with youth, they always tend to see things that like adults can't, right? So the kids like jumped on it. You know what I mean? And within like a month, we had 40 students in the chess club.
Wow.
Yeah, which is more than a lot of even sports teams, you know? So people say, this is pretty cool. And I met a Bahamian woman by the name of Sharon Glover, who was in North Carolina at the time. And she was working with Sister Cities, and they were doing a global chess project. So they were looking for a chess club in the Bahamas to bring to North Carolina to be introduced to chess players at this school that was like ranked the third in the state in chess. So I think they were working with like a team in Nassau, and something happened with that chess club. So one of her niece was in the club, and then that's how we connected. Anyway, we ended up, okay, well, let's go to North Carolina. No, like we were just a chess club that just started for like 4 months at that time playing, and we raised money. You know, we got to selling bake sales and doing anything we could do. We had like a movie night. I had a GoFundMe with my friends from Chicago. Say, hey, you know, with this chess club, we got a chance to travel. Let's do it. Anyway, we ended up going to North Carolina, and when we landed, right?
Yeah.
All the kids were talking about was, man, is there gonna be snow? Right? Because this was February at the time, and it had snowed like 2 days prior. We're like, well, it's kind of warm. Like most of the snow's probably melted. So anyway,
Right.
so we go to this parking lot. It's like I don't know if you ever seen in the States, like if it snows, they like shovel all the snow, and sometimes they're like big piles left. So even
Trust me,
though
I had my share of that living in DC for 4 years.
did you? I know you're in DC. Okay. Yeah. So like all the snow had melted, but there was like one pile left in the parking lot. And when I tell you, I've never seen children so excited. I'm talking about running up to the snowball fight, jumping in it. I'm like, have y'all ever seen snow before? Like, no, like none of them had ever seen snow. And
Right.
that's when it hit me that this was going to be bigger than chess, that it was going to be about the exposure part.
Yeah.
Right? They were not only being exposed to this new game, but now this was a new experience where we were traveling, you know, gonna play chess, meet new people, but getting exposed to a whole new environment and culture. And that year, that's when A Step Ahead Chess was born. So since then, we've taken a trip, except for this past summer with COVID, but we've taken a trip every summer where we went to New York City, saw things like Times Square. And actually, I'm supposed to, let me actually show you. I can show you better than I can tell you some of the stuff. So we actually took our first trip after North Carolina. Let me go ahead and show you here.
Yes, I can definitely appreciate what you're saying about a complete learning experience. It's so beautiful when in the learning experience we can expose children to a new culture, a new way of life, all of that.
Right.
You know, so that's beautiful that you're able to offer that through the chess program.
Right. Now, can you see my screen now? I want to make sure.
Sure, you can.
You can? Okay, so this is North Carolina, and these are some of the pictures here. That was the first trip. I believe some of the snow pictures are actually in there. This was one of our students took first place in a mini tournament that we had. That was pretty cool. This is us like just up in the airport. Yeah, and this is the snowball fight I was telling you about. So that was super cool. And then after that, the next year, we went to New York City. So this is our first competitive tournament, right? So
Okay.
you see, these are some of the trophies that were won here. We actually won 5 trophies. One of our students, took first place. This is the Brooklyn Bridge, one of the art museums that we went to. We went to the zoo. Just so much stuff. This is them riding up on the train. It was
I need to join chess.
Yeah, man, come on with it. That was Times Square, playing in Central Park right here. This is this is the biggest art museum in the world.
Wonderful. Love the level of exposure for the kids.
Yeah. So that was New York. This is Chicago. I'm sorry, I'm kind of going. You can cut me off if we're doing too much. But this is Chicago. That was the next year. So after New York, we went to Chicago. This is the sky deck, seeing the whole city. And then the last year, this was 2019, we went to the Bay Area. And one of the highlights of this trip was actually going to Google. So I had a buddy that worked for Google, and we got to play chess with the Google staff. So like that was just really cool. And
wow, that's definitely an unforgettable experience for the kids.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Wonderful. So of course, you know, from the photos and everything that you've said so far, we see that chess can be a very fun activity to engage in. But what are some of the other benefits apart from recreational?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
do we see children benefiting from playing the game of chess?
Yeah. So as an educator, I don't think it's nothing better you can have for something that will help students think, have critical thinking,
Yes.
think strategically, and problem solve all in a game. Right. So those are all the benefits of chess. And what's happening is that they're playing this game and having fun, not even knowing that it's helping them with all these things. The students we had, we saw math scores go up. We saw reading comprehension go up. Studies have shown just with like making choices in life, right? You start to say,
Yeah.
well, if I do this, what's going to happen next, right? Or if I'm playing this game and I'm frustrated, or if I'm impatient, I see that I make bad moves. So then that starts to correlate to life too. So it's just, I mean, like endless benefits, endless benefits.
So true. So true. And even with you mentioning the problem solving, critical thinking skills, of course, that is the basis of what all STEM activities really expose children to, you know? And what about adults though? You have adults that play as well?
Yeah, we do. We actually have family and friends tournaments where every other weekend students can invite like their dad, their mom, sister, brother, whoever to come out, and they come out, and a lot of them are like, man, these kids are good. They're like beating us. But I would say the benefits for adults are similar for children. I mean, like what adult doesn't want to be strategic? Like you guys have this business here, and I'm looking at what you guys have been doing. You had to have a strategy behind that, right? You didn't just come and say, hey, let's just STEM. We like STEM. Let's do it. No, you had to plan, right? And then you had to execute that plan. We actually had a course for adults called like entrepreneurship in chess.
Yes.
I teamed up with Miss Corel Pender, and she was the business coach, and then I was a chess coach. And we were saying, strategy is in business. So we're going to teach you how to play chess, and at the same time have a business plan. At the same time, we'll look at your marketing and your competition and think about how that all can like roll out. And I would say one of the biggest lessons is learning how to lose. Learning how to lose. And it's very interesting because we have mostly people who play checkers, right? And not chess.
Right.
And you think about that, like, well, why? Because with checkers, it's a very simple game. I can teach you right now. You can play and win right away. So you feel good. I'm a checkers player, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's fun. But chess doesn't tend to work out like that. When you start playing, you actually lose a lot. What we tell all our students is that it's not a loss, it's a lesson. It's a lesson. And that's something that I think the earlier that you can learn, the better that you're going to be in life, to know that these losses I'm taking, I'm actually learning from the mistakes, and it's going to make me better for tomorrow.
I love it. That's a definite key to life.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about some of your students who passed through the program.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go back to sharing my screen again. My bad if there's if this don't flow properly, but so we have one of our students, William Moss, who at our chess, this is William right here, won first place in every tournament that we've ever had. I mean, brilliant student. And just this fall started at Kettering University, where he got a full $250 scholarship. He's studying mechanical engineering and quantum computing right now. Yeah. So I mean, and obviously, like we can't take all the credit. I mean, William was a phenomenal student before I ever met him. His family's done an amazing job with him. It's just, I'm proud to be able to be a part of his development as a young man, and
right.
He wasn't a student that was really involved in like a lot of sports, right? So you have students like William that may not play basketball, that may not be on track, but a game like chess is a chance for him to compete and also this exposure to travel that we had, right? And I just hope that you know, played a small part in his growth. Another student, and you see it says coach here, right? So William and Dangle Martin here, they actually work with us now. So they're on the team as chess coaches. And
so the student became the teacher.
Exactly. Yep. From student to teacher. And Dangle is graduating. Actually, I just talked to him the other day. He just finished his last exam, and he'll be graduating from Iowa State with a degree in engineering, emphasis on water and land management. And he's not only helping us with chess, but he's also one of our coding coaches in another program that we run. But those are just a few students right there. And you know, I see that there will be many, many more to come. So
wonderful. You just mentioned that you also have a coding program. What are some of the other STEM-based activities offered by your organization?
Yeah, so A Step Ahead Chess focuses on the chess tournaments and the chess travel. Ahead of the Game Academy focuses on the virtual courses. So we have coding, like you mentioned. We have math. We have a course called Math is Money, where we relate math to financial literacy. So we have students that are actually studying like stock charts. We have a program where they can buy stocks, see the percent gains, profit, loss, and it's all math. So we take that and we correlate it to the actual math topics that they're doing. Yeah, I mean, I think it all ties in together because chess, coding, math, finance, these are all problem solving skills.
Yes.
Where it may not be coming from like, hey, you're studying for the BGCSE, but you're studying for a life. You know,
yes.
These are skills that we're going to correlate it to real life problems that you can solve.
Exactly. And that real life application is definitely key, and it helps children to actually see the value in what they are doing. Mm-hmm. So we'll be back after this short break. We're back. I'm having a conversation with Coach Shawn Sorsby, chess instructor and math teacher. So, Coach Sorsby, what's next for A Step Ahead program?
So, one of the things that we're thinking about next is post-COVID, right? So, actually didn't get a chance to talk about some of this, but one of the things I'm most proud about we've done is that how we pivoted with the whole COVID thing and with the whole quarantine and the stay at home, right? We were doing one chess tournament maybe every other quarter, right? But now we're doing virtual tournaments where since COVID has begun, we've had over 100 chess tournaments. So what we've seen is that it's interesting how God works, right? Because what would have been seen as a challenge became our biggest opportunity.
Opportunity in crisis.
Exactly. So we had and just think about just how this worked, right? Because we were moving from the Bahamas and now my family's now in Chicago, I wanted to keep the students in the Bahamas active. So we started an online club on chess.com, had about 20 students in there where we were playing chess. And then when everything hit, it was like, oh, we're actually already set up. So we're already set up online. And then I had students in Chicago, and then they said, oh, this is cool. Their parents referred us to students in California, Atlanta, Minnesota, New York, Florida. We have students in about 15 different states now. And our online club has gone from 200 to nearly 200 members. We've had, say 100 chess tournaments. And what we want to do now is to combine them. So we want to continue these virtual courses where now we have a reach where we can reach students from all over the world and they can connect and learn from each other.
Right, that's a beautiful thing. And even speaking of all over the world, I can recall A Step Ahead competing in a friendly game of chess with some students. Were they from Japan? Was it?
China. They're from China.
Okay, yes, from China.
Yeah.
And you know, despite the language barrier, chess is something that is universally understood. So it was a beautiful thing to actually take in that experience firsthand and you know, see the students interact and everything.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. So it doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter your nationality, what language you speak, how tall you are, right? It doesn't matter. So now we want to be able to continue virtually, and then maybe once a quarter do something in person, where we say, you know what, we got these students in California, let's travel out to California, all now join together and compete in a tournament as what I call like a super team, right? So now we are like, you know, and it's so interesting because I think this is something that even like adults don't get because we're so used to fighting each other. It's like, well, you're from here and I'm from here. We're supposed to be at odds, right? But children, young people are like, oh, you're from a different place, and like we can connect and be on the same team. That's a beautiful thing. Like, let's do it. Like, let's have fun, you know? So we're going to continue virtually. We, you know, have expanded now. We have 6 coaches on the team, 4 chess coaches, a coding coach, a math coach, and half of the staff, by the way, is from the Bahamas.
Wow.
I've said this so many times before that the Bahamian people are brilliant. I mean, like the smartest, most well-mannered, you know, hardworking people I've come across. And for me as a business owner, right, not only do we have access to students everywhere, but I have access to coaches. So I can have someone in the Bahamas coaching a kid in California, you know, bringing their expertise. And I just think that when you talk about STEM, how STEM helps us to adapt to the changes that are happening, this is the wave that we need to be on that. I have so many students in the Bahamas that say, you know what, once I graduate, I'm going to go away, find a job, and I really don't plan on coming back. And just think about that you have, you know, this human capital that is leaving because there's no opportunity.
Brain drain.
Mm-hmm. But with STEM and with everything, with this change going on, they don't have to leave, right? We can actually, your expertise can be expanded throughout the world now. I mean, look at us right now in different places, and we're having this conversation with each other. It's a blessing.
Exactly. That's the power and the beauty of technology.
Mm-hmm.
So, Coach Sorsby, we've come to the segment in the show that I call Let's Blow Off Some Steam. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question in each of the categories: science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Okay, are you ready?
Wait. This is like, are you smarter like than a 5th grader question? Like, I have to. Hold on. We're going to have to cut this part out.
Then you got to be smarter than a 5th grader to be teaching.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, so the first category is science.
All right.
What was your most memorable experience in doing science while you were, say, in high school?
Okay. I always liked science projects. Before I decided to be a math teacher, I almost became a science teacher. And it was because, once again, of the real world aspect. Science is so beautiful because I feel it brings in the math and the reading and the comprehension all together in one. So to be able to do a project shows that not only have I learned something, but I can actually apply it. So for me, it was always the science projects.
Okay, great. You ever blew up anything in the lab?
We had like a volcano thing one time. It's funny because my daughter, she's only 4, and with the COVID now, we like are doing like a lot of like at home stuff. So she just did a volcano project just like last weekend, and it was pretty cool. I was like, oh, it reminded me of the whole volcano thing. But
yeah, kids love that type of stuff. And so now in the category of technology, you already explained to us a lot about how technology is even allowing you to continue the program and allowing collaboration with coaches as well as participants, students all over the world. But what's your go-to tech gadget?
My go-to tech gadget?
Yeah.
I would say platforms like y'all are using now. I was just talking to your producer about StreamYard because I use Zoom, right? So when I first started doing the online classes, we tried a bunch of different platforms, and Zoom is like very like user friendly. But I'm looking at this StreamYard, like I can do some things in StreamYard. I just think yeah, I mean, actually, like we actually bought some stock in Zoom like months ago because everybody was using it. But I think anything that helps us to connect with people in like authentic way, right? So we see, you know, with social media and stuff, you know, you're really just you're liking pictures, you know, stuff like that. But are you really having a real connection? See, with this right now, like I can see you, like you can see me, we can talk, I can share, you know, like information with you.
Right.
I think this is the new thing that like human interaction is going to be the next wave, like real human like interaction.
Yes, we definitely can do away with that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so going on to the category of engineering, have you ever created something? I mean, I'm talking from scratch. And if so, what was it? What was that experience?
First thing came to mind was actually a baby, but I'm not really a tech. I don't know if we can talk about that. But I haven't really. I'm not really like when I was younger. Like I used to take stuff like apart. My mom tells me I used to love taking stuff apart. If that's one thing I could change, I think I would have went into more, you know, like engineering, you know, back in the day. I see what like our students are doing and how they can like build like robots and like all type of crazy stuff. I never was really like into that. But you know, it's not like I can't learn now. So
right, you're never too old to learn.
Yeah.
All right. So what about art? How do you best express yourself creatively?
I do a lot of artwork with my daughter. Once again, she's 4 years old and she loves science and she loves art. So she's actually painting now, right? She's learning how to be a painter and she loves mixing colors and like, oh, if I mix this blue and this, I make green and all, you know, she loves it. So I think she's kind of, you know, like energizing in me this passion to like learn new things again.
So sweet.
Yeah, I mean, it's real because like as she learns, especially now being a stay-at-home teacher, you know, not only am I teaching our students, I'm teaching my own daughter now. And I would say that's been one of the most gratifying things and the biggest blessing out of all of this is that we've been there with her every day. My wife has taught her how to read now. I mean, she's 4 and she's like reading. So yeah, so I mean, I think it's all art, you know, like life is art, you know. So yeah.
Wonderful. Do you ever get to take in any of the art galleries or even say the performing arts, plays, theaters, that type of thing?
Yeah. So before we lived in the Bahamas, we lived in New York City. And they're known for like their like theaters. So we would like go to Broadway. As I mentioned before, our students, we went to 2 art museums. We went to the one in Brooklyn and to the Met. So it was beautiful. And I remember when we had like a guided tour. We would sit down and talk about the artwork. And they were so impressed with how the students were breaking down the artwork of like what they saw. They were like, man, we are so impressed. And I was telling them,
thinking, kicking in.
Right, because that's how the whole critical thinking works, right? So they can look at this and really dissect it. And everyone can come up with different things, but we can all put it together. And I think, you know, just coming to mind now, I think that's one of the beautiful things about chess is that different people can connect and see the board differently, talk about it, And then we may like disagree, but it's like, I still learned from you and I still have a certain respect for your opinion, you know? And that's why I think STEM is going to be able to bring the world all together. So.
Wonderful. Yes, because opinions, you know, collaboration and teamwork is definitely at the core of STEM. Mm-hmm. All right, and our final category is math. Now, you mentioned that you almost became a science teacher, but did you like math from an early age? Was it something that you always excelled in?
I actually wanted to be a writer. That was the first profession that I wanted to be. Very interesting. I wanted to do a lot of stuff. The thing that led me to math, though, was how absolute that it was, of how like there was only one answer, right? So, and you know, like we could, you know, go through a text and argue this point, or I feel this way, but with math, it's like that's the answer, you know. And it was something about me at that time where I like to be able to work through the steps of solving something, like a 4 or 5 step problem, and be able to work through it and get to the right answer. And there's only one right answer. It was something about that I just loved. And it really correlates with chess. You see a lot of people that are good at math are also good at chess because of the problem solving aspect.
Wonderful. Okay, so see, that wasn't so hard, right?
Trying, man. You make me look too bad.
All right. So for our viewers who would like to get in touch with you and find out some more information, or perhaps enroll their children in your programs, let us know how we can get in touch with you.
Yeah, so one of the best ways would be to go up on our website right here. So for chess tournaments, you can go to STEPAHEADchess.org, and you'll see here we have family and friends tournaments every other Saturday. So our next one is going to be Saturday, November 28th, and you can join in for free. Get your Zoom link here, where you can not only actually meet some of our students, but also get a chance to compete. So go to STEPAHEADchess.org for chess tournaments. And for our virtual courses, we have winter enrollment opening up for Ahead of the Game Academy, where we have classes in coding, math, with chess here, and also math. So please get in touch with us there. I would say, especially for the coding class and for the math classes, those do tend to fill very quickly. So if they're interested or have any questions, just to contact me with those. They can email us. We're at Step Ahead Chess, like everywhere, Facebook, Instagram, with email too at Gmail. The same thing for Ahead of the Game Academy, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff.
Okay, awesome, wonderful stuff. So you have all the information you need to get on board with chess.
Yes.
Thank you so much to everyone for tuning in today. Be sure to follow us on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Hit that notification bell so you're sure not to miss any of our shows. Well, thanks so much, Coach Sorsby, for enlightening us today and telling us all about the wonderful game of chess and all of the other activities offered by your organization. Do you have any final words for our viewers today?
I would just like to thank you guys for thinking of me and for having me. I think what you're doing is beautiful. You know, you're connecting people from all over the world. You obviously have a passion about our youth. And I just wanted to tell people to support what y'all are doing, because having being able to broadcast, being able to share your information is key in all of this that we're doing. You know, because we can have these ideas, but if we can't get them out to the world to see, then we won't be able to have the impact that we want to. So I know for me, I'll be having all of our supporters definitely to support what y'all are doing, and we thank y'all for the support too.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, folks, that does it for our show today. Remember to stay a step ahead as you move full steam ahead. Bye-bye.
You're watching RBNTV. We are networking, promoting, we're scoring points for you, proclaiming, declaring, here to encourage you. No matter the problem, we will enlighten you. We hear you, please listen.